Hi, my name is Chris Bach. I am the 2022 previous World Beach Sprint champion, as well as the current men's single, also in the mixed squad for Team USA. Looking forward to this upcoming season for the Beach Sprint team. Yeah, so back in all the way 2012 now, I was watching the 2012 Olympics, and I had played tennis my whole life, just wanted to add something on. And then I saw rowing was a sport, and I kind of saw rowing, water polo. They were both really interesting, unique sports to me that I'd never heard of, never seen. For anybody watching, the nearest rowing team was right at Lake Harsha, about 10 minutes from my house, where the Summer Nationals will be held this year. And so I ended up deciding to go into rowing, try it out. After I first got in the boat and really got into it, I bit that hook and I've ran with it ever since. It was definitely a split decision. Originally, back in high school, it was my senior year of high school, it was about 18. And quick shout out to Katie McNally, a local tennis superstar here in Cincinnati. So I was always playing her. She was about 12, 13 years old. And I had a couple offers for tennis at schools and a couple offers for rowing. And I kept getting beat by Katie, who was 12, 13 at that time. And I was 18 going on to college. I said, man, that is raw natural talent that she has. And that kind of flipped a switch in my brain to say, I want to go and continue athletics after college. And so ultimately I decided on rowing and stay in my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio at beautiful University of Cincinnati's campus. Growing up on the east side, I was always a Xavier fan. Now, today, I hate saying that, but I was growing up. Didn't even know about University of Cincinnati's campus, really, and then came on a tour in high school. Fell in love with the campus, fell in love with the people. It's a campus of probably now close to 50,000, but it feels really, really small, and I love that communal feel into any of the work environments or athletic environments I'm going into today. Rewinding a little bit, I was kind of involved in the lightweight circuit of rowing. I think any lightweight today knows that, unfortunately, it's on its way out. And so in 2021, I was rowing the Olympic trials with my doubles partner, Hilton Park, at the time in Oklahoma City. And then we went to Florida, trialed. We ended up, I believe, finishing fifth in that race. And then there, I was kind of stuck at an intersection. I knew I wanted to continue rowing. I wasn't quite big enough for the heavyweights. And I knew I didn't want to cut for the lightweights. And so my coach, Mark Oria, introduced me to Coastal. And he said, Chris, let's try this thing. I think it'll be really cool. And the more thought I put into it, I thought it would really suit kind of my athletics background, especially coming from a tennis background. It's a lot of start, stop, catch your breath quick. And after watching some of the videos from, I want to say it was Hong Kong in 2019, I believe, it just immediately caught my attention of being able to sprint to the boat, jump in, race around the buoys, around the slalom course, sprint back, and then jump out, run to the finish line. So it's very, very dynamic and this kind of shorter racing style, but with much more emphasis on, I want to say, technique and athletics as far as a holistic athletic perspective. You're not just sitting on the seat going forward and backward. You have to be able to move your body in space and know where you are at all times. I get asked the question a lot, how do you train in a place where there's not beaches, where there's not this swell or this tidal change? And the answer is pretty simple. A lot of the training is very similar to what we do in flat water. I still do 2Ks, I still do 500s, I'll still do all those typical workouts that we would normally do in a flat water scenario. And it's, we have the Ohio River here, so that definitely takes care of my water needs. And then just a couple other of the different training things that we'll do, a lot of explosivity work, a lot of flexibility work, and sprints as well. I think that overall rowers are not necessarily the best runners, so that's something that we've come, especially on our team that I row for Next Level, that we've been training a lot, is how to run properly. It might sound like something silly, but when you watch a professional sprinter, or you watch, Usain Bolt, for example, in the Olympics, he has a very, very precise and beautiful technique that he runs with. And so kind of trying to mimic that within the beach sprint world and training our bodies instead of from a lateral motion to a more dynamic and fluid motion running in space is something that we also need to consider. Gotta try to defend the title in the single this year. So that's the definitely number one goal. Also, we got bronze in the quad last year, so trying to get on the podium for that, if not better our podium standings, is going to be a huge goal of ours.